Did you guys walk in here tipsy? This is awesome.
Yeah, maybe halfway.
All right, here we go. I want to confront the fact that I know I don't look funny. I found out I actually have this thing called resting bitch face. Thank you. I found out in a really weird way. Every time I stand by the entrance of a club or a bar, people show me their ID. When the women did it, I was just like, that's being forward, your address is right there. And then the dude started doing it, I'm like, this is mixed signals. And then I was just like, oh, I look like I have no friends. Okay, cool. I don't even meet the height requirement. I don't really get how that works. It's just really odd. I themed tonight all about communication, put this together in real time for all of you. So I'm really, really bad at communication, regardless of the fact that I'm like holding a microphone in front of all these people. But besides that, I'm really bad. Here's a perfect example. I told my friends that I think my grandma watches me masturbate, which is a really ridiculous way of saying I believe in ghosts. We were really close, and I feel like no matter where I go or what I do, she's with me. And I just think that maybe it'd be cool if she just like took a break real quick. Maybe checked out what's going on in the bingo parlor or something like that. Come back in about 15 to 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Let me wipe down and we can talk again. Also, I can use this Ouija board in its current condition. A few Clorox wipes will figure this out. See, I told you guys I'm really bad at communication. Especially since most of my friends don't even know my grandma's dead. So they just think I have a really fucked up family. I know I'm bad at communication because one of my friends, we were all hanging out, just bros like you guys right here. We were all just hanging out. One of my friends says, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I like to fuck big girls. And everyone cheered him on. It was like, yeah, go you, absolutely. I think Lizzo's single. Anyway. And then I chimed in, well guys, you know what? I like to fuck little girls.
Context.
So like I'm 5'7" on a good day with a thick pair of shoes, is what I'm saying. I'm not gonna date a girl I need a step stool to make out with. I could have said short, petite. I did not say underage. I didn't even say younger, okay? But yes, word choice is extremely important. When I first came out here to New Orleans, everyone kept telling me that I didn't know where I lived. Are there any natives out here? Any locals? Round of applause, or all just tourists?
No.
Awesome. Welcome to the convention on liver transplants. Thank you. So I kept saying I live in New Orleans, and I live on Governor Nichols and Murray, and everyone said, no, you don't. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know my address. I've been getting bills lately. And they're like, you live in New Orleans, and you live on Murray. And I was just like, you're the one holding a gun. I live wherever you want me to. I don't want to brag, but we are number one. I didn't put any points on the scoreboard, but I root for the team. Home team, yeah. Number one in murders, guys. Thank you very much. You'll see a lot of signs at restaurants that say, be nice or leave. That's a state motto. Be nice or leave this plane of existence. You know what I mean? Poor Derek, he was 27. What happened? I think someone opened the door for him and he didn't say thank you. So the guy just took him out right there. Manners are important. It's getting real. Okay. So going back to this whole communication thing, I saw my neighbor, the one who kept correcting me on my street pronunciation, pronunciation, anyway. And I said, look, now's not a good time to go back to the apartment. The police have it blocked off because there's shooting out there right now. And I walked away thinking, I could have said filming. But you know what? I feel really good about that word choice. It's basically the same thing, right? Any other city you wouldn't question. That one, they never came back. They just moved. Works out well.
Detroit.
Also, if you guys linger around here too long and have a lot of people shouting out, like, how about them saying, you heard? That's because most of us are deaf from too many second lines, so we are actually trying to check in to find out if you actually heard what we just said. You heard? You heard. All right, y'all. But yeah, word choice is really difficult, especially in this like increasingly PC culture. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, you can't even call them the mailman anymore. You have to call them the person. Doesn't matter if they have an envelope or a package. It's not yours, don't touch it. And don't look down there to see what they're holding. You just call them person. Thank you, that's very popular amongst 12-year-olds. It's a good dad joke, appreciate that. But it's crazy, because like my friend, she has a son who's in soccer, and he's actually doing really well in soccer. But all the parents judge her every time she cheers him on. She stands up right there in the bleachers and says, "Let's go, Brandon, let's go." And everyone just keeps giving her dirty looks. I can't figure out why. Is that too old of a joke? Because it is an actual true story.
No, it's great.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that. I'm also trying to understand the voting tendencies of the people I'm talking to right now, just to see if people start clicking onto their holsters. But now we have, even tattoos are a little bit confusing, because there's like a lot of, like in New Orleans, I've seen a lot of people with like tattoos that say, "Only God can judge me." But most of them have been to court at least 4 times, so it's just, is it only God? Because you have like 2 restraining orders and a warrant. And I don't see Jesus' signature on any of that stuff. Is it only God, or is it all your ex-girlfriend's parents? I feel like they also judge you. That's not the only tattoo that's keeping you. All right, we're good. Thank you. Yes, tattoos are even very, very deceptive. And like, I don't know about you guys, like my big pet peeve is like these text messages where they're like, "I wouldn't go out dressed like that. You look like such a slut, LOL." It's like, what the fuck? It's passive aggressive, 3 letters, right? I can't stand when people do that. They say something rude, and then they'll send an emoji so you don't like fucking burn their house down. So it's like, all right, you want to use 3 little letters to try and be passive aggressive? All right, cool. Be like, "Hey Stacy, I'm sure you're with him for his looks. ATM." "Hey Brad, be careful, wrap it up. Don't want to make any rash decisions, STD." You know what I mean? "Heard your racist uncle isn't doing well. RIP. Anyway, all right. We're getting through this. You guys are going to steal that, I'm sure. It's a really great joke, and it's something I actually do. But the really passive-aggressive people are the ones who like talk through like their babies or their dogs. They're just walking along, and like, "Oh, what a cute baby." You lean into the stroller, baby starts crying, and out of nowhere, the parent's like, "Yeah, I don't know why they get like that. They're usually so calm, it's crazy. You kind of smell like gunpowder. It always cries around gunpowder. You're not like a Republican or anything, are you?" Or they'll like walking their dog, the dog gets super aggressive, like, "Oh, it's crazy, he's usually really calm. You didn't happen to vote for anybody with a red tie, did you? Sometimes he just gets really aggressive. Dogs, they respond to color. Must be that red hat of yours, I'm sorry. You're not Republican, are you?" Anyway. Don't talk to me through your kid or your dog. If you got shit to say, tell me to my face. But seriously, like, it's becoming so divisive. Like, one of my friends is a doomsday prepper. She has a Costco membership to prove it. 3 months worth of supplies. Food, snacks, rations, all that stuff, right? She has 3 months worth of supplies. But here's a problem, right? She doesn't get along well with her neighbor. She doesn't really talk to him. And if shit really goes down, if you're really that worried that everything's gonna go to the point where you have to like go into your basement bunker, which by the way, most coastal cities, you're just drowning at that point. Anyway, if you really feel like it's gonna get to that point, you should get along with everybody. But she doesn't like her neighbor because he's like a big gun advocate. So I put things in perspective and I'm like, look, if anything goes down, he has a gun and all the shit you bought. You know what I mean? Like, feel like maybe every once in a while, if you could just say hello, it's definitely going to help you out in the long run. probably the cheapest decision you're gonna make, the most expensive if you don't. All right, just letting you guys know, start making friends. Speaking of friends, going back to communication, I gotta, like, hands down, I think the worst way to end a relationship is by saying, let's just be friends. But it's also the absolute worst way to start a friendship. It's like, you know how you've been seeing me naked and basically doing whatever? Cool. Let's try this thing where we eat across the table from each other and you don't think about any of that shit. Remember how you spent like 7 months trying to get along with my aunt? Yeah, that's probably still important. You should probably still give a shit about that. Because I'm using her credit card to pay my half of this bill since we're separated. All right. But you gotta be careful, because like with communication, even in the bedroom, ladies, you're out there, yes? Ladies, could you just do us a favor? Us guys, we all got together beforehand, and we just wanted to know if you could just stop, like during the sex, when you keep saying deeper, deeper, deeper. It's a dick. It's not the Star Wars franchise. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, did you think you saw all the dick? There's 3 more episodes of dick. There's a tattoo halfway down the dick that says, to be continued. Most women never see it. I would never have sex with a girl and be like, shallower, shallower. I want to hit a wall. Does it ever end? How many kids have you had? Is their dad still involved? Anyway, I would never do that. I would never do that. I know they all did. Thank you. Because that's rude. So every time you think about saying deeper, just think about him saying shallower. And remember that you met on Tinder. It doesn't get any more shallow than that. It's just photos, baby. Finally, I want to end with this. Again, with the sex talk. Look, make sure you guys are on the same page if you're going to get kinky in the bedroom. Okay, I'm laying in bed with my lady, and she whispers to me, she says, I want you to make me feel violated. All right. So I did what I thought any man would do. I tied her hands to the headboard. I tied her feet to the footboard. I put a gag in her mouth. And then I looked at her cell phone. We weren't on the same page. I felt very successful. And it turns out from her messages with Greg, she was into something else. Next up, thank you so much for spending time with me.